reignite your intuition to show to grow your intuitive self. Today I talk about when I can't remember what to say. My name is Angela and I'm a highly intuitive person by birth, what makes me the expert in supporting you regaining your intuition. As a psychic life coach, it is my passion to support people by becoming themselves. Trusting fully your intuition takes time and it is a very individual process. I share with you my knowledge and hands-on strategies that I have developed to support you in your daily lifestyle. Feel like you want to chat with me in person? Go to angelahack.com, work with me and book there a free 30-minute call. Did you know that most people, while they pretend to listen, are thinking of what they are supposed to answer, instead of that they just open their ears, open their heart and listen? Yeah, most people do so. Just take care and try to watch yourself. It's exactly that point. And funny enough, when I really listen to someone, it's very funny. I do remember what I want to say because I never thought of what I wanted to say. It just comes out of my mouth. And it's most of the time much more precise than what I would have thought that I wanted to say. And when I listen, actually not listening, because I am thinking of what I wanted to answer, and then I get struggled up in my brain, and I'm like, but when did this person started to talk 2 minutes ago? I wanted to answer this, and then she goes ahead and then my brain goes all mashed potatoes, and I can't remember what I wanted to say. Guess what? That's a gift. No kidding. It's a gift, because I was so busy not listening, pretending to listen, that my brain was so busy to somehow trying to focus on what the person is saying, and as well focusing on of what Missy wanted to answer, that it gets all mashed potatoes, and all that I can do is I can't remember what I wanted to say. And that's just awesome, because then you start to listen properly. Stop trying to listen and answer. Try just to listen. Just listening. And if you listen, don't listen only with your ears. We all listen with our bodies. Yeah, with our sensors that we have in our bodies. Our cells get information. Our energy gets information. Our eyes get a lot of information. And can you imagine that our brain has to handle that? That's, by the way, one of the reasons why a lot of people start to become, as they're called, Asperger's. Because it's so much information out here right now, they must focus on a few things, otherwise they just go totally, I wouldn't say crazy, but you can't do anything 100%. Not long ago, I read a text that was written, how can you expect that when a child has 10 teachers for 10 or even 15 topics or whatever, that the child must be absolutely awesome in all of them, and they have several teachers for each part because the teachers aren't able to be absolutely awesome in all of them. And that's a little bit how it is at the moment. We get so many informations in our brains and our cells and everything we hear that we have a hard time to focus. So when it's all overwhelming, we have a mini shutdown. It just goes like black. And this is because we are always thinking that we are supposed to. We are supposed to answer, we are supposed to react, we are supposed to. Or even worse, those who are totally programmed in, I must. No, you don't. No. And if now someone thinks, yeah, but I must die. Can you imagine that to die is not a must? It's just part of life? Then you're definitely there. When I can't remember what to say, it's more kind of like having a similarity with, I am overwhelmed. I need a break. Not a big one, but for Christ's sake, I need a break. And it's totally fine to take a break. Recharging is super important. And why ever are we stopping it? When I was a little girl, okay, I'm not tall, still I'm not tall, but I'm not a little girl anymore. When I went to school, we had at least twice a week sports, and once we went swimming. And we walked, and we did this, and we did that. And I had the privilege to grow up on the countryside. This is, I must admit, this is something if I would ever have children, countryside would definitely be their home. And our TV would break down in spring and be back up in autumn, as ours was for many times. TV just broke down every spring. Can you imagine? And I believed them. Well, anyways, so we were automatically moving. And moving is also recharging, plus moving is also clearing your head. I love to go for walks. And I love to go for walks for hours. Sometimes I love to go for walks for 2 hours, and it's like 15-minute walk, bench, sit down, 15 minutes walk back. Sometimes it's 2 hours straight just walking. Why? Because then it's needed to walk. I know when you live in a city, sometimes you get the imagination it's not so easy to recharge. Go for a walk. And now the answer is, well, but there is always so many people all over the place. Yep. You live in a city. There is parks. In Zurich, which is not a big city for those people who lived in New York or Chicago or London or Cairo. I think Cairo has more people than whole Switzerland, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. We have little parks. Then walk there and sit in the park. We have so many small little parks, hidden parks that most people don't even know that we're having them. So go in your city, have a look where you find a little park. Go walk there and have a sit there. Just sit down and have a look. The point is, we are so overwhelmed that we can't remember things. That when we're talking to people, it's too much. In my business, I'm sometimes online for 6 to 7 hours talking to people. Not straight ahead. I can't go from one to one to one. That's just too much. But still, I'm always online. I'm always on it. I'm always ready. I'm always there. And this is very, very, very tiring. Some people told me I would never be able to be so long on a phone. And I said, well, the phone part is not the hard part. The work part, the energy part is the hard part. I need breaks. I must recharge. That's very, very important. We all do. But we are all under such pressure that we have to do this, and then I have to do this, and then I have to do that. And then the brain shuts down. And something that I observe and that freaks me out a little bit, okay, it's panicking me, to be honest. We are the generation, or I guess I'd say this is where I think I am. We are the generation of burnouts. Heavily burnouts, not a little bit ones. We burn out. But the same generation is the generation saying to their own children, well, you go to school. Please, if possible, not to the same school. You have to go to school for all the highly achieving whatever. And you have to go to ballet or to football. And you have to play tennis and golf and chess and this and that and here and there. Oh, by the way, you're having a day off. Are you crazy? Then we have to go and do something. Play. Take an old board game and play. Sit at a table and talk to each other. Again, I have the privilege that I grew up on the countryside. I had a lot of animals. I had a dad that was always around, but he was always working. But I had the privilege that someone was there listening. There I had no shutdowns because I was not overwhelmed. And my favorite recipe my mom had, we had the privilege when I was little, we still had a lot of snow, and we were skiing in front of our house and sledging and whatever. And I used to say I was having snow until my underwears, or even in my undies I had snow. And I came home and I of course had to get rid of all my wet clothes. And then I sat at a table, and Mom made chocolate or tea. I don't remember what I drank, most probably chocolate. And there were some cookies, and Mom was listening. And I was talking. Maybe she wasn't listening, but I was at least talking. Probably her brain shut down the moment I spoke. But I didn't care, because I was overwhelmed by being happy. And all I sent her was this energy. And even when your brain shuts down, you get this energy. But be aware that when your child is a very happy person, or if you're surrounded by a happy person, don't become angry, because this anger has to do with the fact that you're overwhelmed with the fact that someone can just get so loose of things and being so happy. So when I can't remember what to say, it means I'm overwhelmed. And I'm probably quite sure that yours is the same. Then take a break. Be ready to say, I take a break. And a break doesn't mean that you have to get out of your office for 10 hours. A break means go out, walk around the block, come back. Whatever. Do something. Get in a move, because your brain couldn't move anymore itself. And that's why it happened that you had your shutdown and you can't remember what you wanted to say. If you have it several times in meetings that you were sitting in the last few 2-3 weeks, you need a vacation. Not for the others, for you. And if you're now like, I don't have vacation days, then find a way to relax. And the way to relax is not going to 10 times to the gym or doing Pilates or yoga or meditation. Or if you meditate, then please do it when you fall asleep. And accept the fact that you're falling asleep while meditating. We are supposed to stop pushing us instead of pushing us further. So when I can't remember what to say, I start to breathe. That's the first thing to do, by the way. Are you ready for being you? Are you ready for not remembering what you wanted to say? Yeah? Then go to angelahack.com, work with me, and book a 30-minute free call. Thank you for listening to Reignite Your Intuition.